I think we can all agree that this world is spinning out of control. But nevertheless, I still believe we have some control and we have a choice. And that, my friends, is the decision of whether to let these times make us or break us. So many people these days are barely surviving with no fulfillment, afraid of what lies ahead, and many have lost all hope. And the saddest thing about this is that so many people think life is supposed to be this way. Well, I'm of the belief that we as human beings were not made to just survive, but to thrive, even through the darkest and most difficult of times. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 vital action steps that you can implement to help you to grow in all circumstances. Before I do, though, I'm going to share a little bit of my story. It was October 1st of 2017, just after Hurricane Irma passed through the state of Florida, sending us all into a panic. Before that, my husband had had to close down his business, was home all the time, and didn't know what to do next. And before the storm, we decided to evacuate to Tennessee with our son with Down syndrome and our 2 cats and our dog. When we returned from Tennessee, we thankfully found our house intact, but we were very stressed and very overwhelmed. On that day, on Sunday, I'll never forget how my life was turned upside down. I was all of a sudden alone, very shaken up, and in shock. My husband and I had some things that escalated, and he ended up being arrested with a no-contact order put into place by the law and a domestic violence charge. I was very scared and very uncertain. What was I going to do? How was I going to make it? Who could I turn to that I could trust in this very difficult time of my life? This was truly my darkest hour. But a yearning was inside of me that wanted something good to come out of all of this. And all of a sudden, a determination arose deep within me, declaring that I would not just survive, but I would thrive and learn how to thrive even in this most darkest and difficult time. Well, I've got good news for y'all. My marriage was restored in April of 2019, and my husband and I have been happily back together for more than a year now. I am so grateful for that, and I realize I learned some very valuable lessons during this time. As a result, I've come up with 3 vital action steps that will empower you to both survive and thrive, even through any storm you face in life. The first thing you need to do is to find your true self. Looking back, I realized I was definitely in survival mode during this time, no doubt about it. But I quickly decided to work on myself and get myself healthy. I learned how to take the negatives I believed about myself and turn them into the truth. I want to encourage you to do the same thing, to really slow down and learn what is good for you and not good for you. It is so important that you set healthy boundaries in your relationships to decide what you should and should not tolerate. Another thing I did to help me find my true self was to enroll in the life coaching program. And through that program, I learned how to write down what my struggles were, my strengths and weaknesses, as well as my goals and dreams. As a result, I was able to realize I wanted to become a life coach. And I finally found that confidence I was so looking for. As Joyce Meyer says, I fully believe to reach your full potential is linked to the way you handle adversity. So when you face them head on, pressing through the adversities you encounter, refusing to give up in the midst of them, and moving forward with a heart of gratitude, you will find the skills and determination to be everything you were created to be and all that God intends for you. So I want to challenge you today to think of one new thing you can do every day to help you find your true self. The second vital action step for you to implement to thrive in life is to develop a few true relationships. I'm so grateful that I had certain people I could turn to during this difficult season of my life, such as my life coach, my pastor, and my good friend Barbara, who was like a spiritual mom to me, and an older lady who counseled me over that year and a half my husband and I were apart. When you find and develop relationships with people who will love you and accept you, who will pray for you and encourage you along the way, it will help you be grounded and stable and therefore be empowered to thrive through any storm you face in life. As John Maxwell says so well, you cannot make the growth journey alone. if you want to reach your potential. So think long and hard about who you spend most of your time with. For wherever they are headed, so are you. I want to encourage you to write down several people who you would like to develop a true relationship with moving forward. The third action that I realized was necessary to thrive during this time in my life was to seek true love and what that really means. When I was young, I was looking for true love, like most of us have, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I couldn't find it with anyone. Instead, I believe it found me. On that night on Clearwater Beach in 1986, by the pier, a group of Bible students shared a message with me that would change my life forever, as I finally found what I was looking for. That night, I learned that to find a relationship with God and to get to know Him was through Jesus Christ. So I invited Him in. I was so excited to find true love and real peace in my heart. And I learned over the years that the only way to really find prosperity and fulfillment is by having a relationship with God. So I want to encourage you to invite Him in and make Him a priority in your life. And I believe if you do, you will find that God and love are the same, and that He loves you so much more than you can ever imagine. What does true love really mean? Well, the best definition that I found is in the Bible in 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8, and it says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It is not envious, boastful, or proud. It is not easily angered, nor does it keep any records of wrong. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails." So in that definition, I'm going to ask you all a question. What part of that definition do you need in your life the most right now? In summary, I've shared with you 3 action steps that you can implement to empower you to thrive through anything you go through in life. And that is, first, find your true self. Second, develop a few true relationships with people you can count on. And third, seek a relationship with God, whose love is unconditional. Now, I want to encourage you to look at those 3 areas of those relationships in your life and decide which area you need the most help and guidance in right now. Write that down, and then seek out healthy people who can help you in that area. One of the things I do in my ministry is workshops, half-day workshops. And through workshops, as a life coach, I've realized that they're very affordable. It's a very affordable way for people to grow in the truth about themselves, grow in their relationship with God, and also to develop relationships with people who can motivate them in all areas of their life. At these workshops, I will give you tools that will help you with your internal struggles so that you can better be able to handle any external circumstance that comes your way. So I want to invite you to join me on this journey to thrive through coming to my next workshop, which is August 15th. Now, the normal price of my workshops are $40, but today, if you register, it will be only $20. Plus, you'll receive a 1-hour transformation life coaching session with me for absolutely free. In conclusion, in our society, we've been really limiting our choices these days. Definitely. But you can still rest assured that you have a choice. I fully believe with all my heart that human beings have the power to grow in all circumstances, have the ability to prosper and flourish in the darkest of times, and that we can move forward towards our dreams no matter what. Where there is a will, there is truly a way. Thank you.